Peace and blessings, family. Peace and blessings. This is your brother Sean Ali here. This is Supreme Garden and Nursery, right? We here in the home office. This is the home office, the Garden of Light, right? And as we are out here working, I wanted to come and share, just a brief message, right? And ask a question. How much of your food supply comes from somebody else, right? How much of our food supply how much of our food supply comes from somebody else, right? And when we are looking at health and wellness in our life, right, we can only grow and develop as our food is grown and developed. Because there is a right and a wrong way to grow food, right? Because even though plants don't have a brain and emotions, they still can feel stress. They still can be under stress, right? And depending on the environment, the amount of water, the amount of light, that determines the health of these plants. So when we are looking at you are what you eat, right? This saying is older than all of us. You are what you eat. So the only way we can control that process of we are what we eat is by growing our own food. So listen, when we grow our own food, it's literally growing our own life. This is our opportunity to take control and to cause us to be exactly what we want to be. This is physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally. Now, look, out here, we try to focus on the plants that are fruits, that are trees or bushes that have that long-term life cycle, meaning that they go to sleep. Like, for instance, this is one of our figs, right? So we've had this particular fig plant for 4 years. What we do is we just increase the pot size every year. But listen, we already are starting to get figs. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5 figs on this one branch, right? Over here on this sister branch, we got 1, 2, 3, 4 more figs growing. See, over we got our blueberries. Listen, these are our blueberries. And when you grow fruits, you want to grow them in pairs because they need cross pollination, right? So you always want to have one. We got a fig plant over here. So when the pollinators come, they can cross pollinate and create that fruit, bring that fruition into life, right? So we have several blueberries. But look, see, the blueberries are starting to wake up. You see, these flowers will attract the pollinators, right? We have our olives that are ready to wake up. We have our olive plants that are ready to wake up, right? We have our blackberries, look at the grapes. These are grape leaves, right? This is one of our grape harvests. See, this is I don't know if you can see that hue, but these are beautiful leaves. These are our red grapes, right? So you hear about the problem with finding seeded foods, right? Seeded grapes, even seeded tomatoes, seeded oranges, seeded watermelons. See, that growing process of taking out of the seeds, that's that commercial growth, right? And we understand that fruits, what one of the definitions of a fruit is that it has seeds. So when you have a fruit that doesn't have seeds, you are taking it out of its natural context, the way that God created it. So now if you eat that, it might not be the best for you. So we control our growth cycle by grow or our life cycle. We control who we are and what we are by controlling what we eat because you are what you eat. We control what we eat by growing our own food, right? So we got some of our, remember, if you're going to grow some plants, try to grow some plants that you can eat The entire plant is edible. So we have our broccoli, and this is a lieutenant, the lieutenant broccoli. It's a hybrid strand. It's not bad. We grow it. We let some bolt so we can get the seeds from them. This is another one of our spinach beds where, like I said, the entire plant, when you're looking at this broccoli plant, the entire plant is edible. Then everything above ground is edible. So as these leaves grow, what we do is, as they get a certain size, we harvest them so we can eat them. They are just as nutritious and delicious as these spinach plants, right? So with the spinaches, all you have to do, you see, they grow in different increments. Some you got bigger, you got babies down there, right? So as you harvest the bigger leaves, you give the chance for these little leaves to get that energy. But you also can have a great cycle of food, because as long as that the environment is conducive for those plants to grow, they will grow, right? And they will give you, and they will feed you, right? And we get a chance to reap what we sow. So we can take our energy, we can take our time, what they say TLC, we can take that tender loving care that we administer to these plants, right? So I'm out here making sure I'm protecting it, I'm loving it, I'm caring for it, watering it, moving it around. So the plant, it responds. It's an action called, a science called thigmotropism, where touching a plant will cause it to move to you or away from you, depending on how you touch it. So when we are out here touching and caring for these plants, they reciprocate. When it's harvest time, when it's time for harvest and it's time for you and I to reap what we sow, man, and we go to eat, we will eat that love, that tender loving care. We will reap all of that protection. We will get all of that energy and that time back. And when our body takes that apart and releases that energy and we have that nutrients, it will, listen, you can't buy this equivalent. You can't find it at a grocery store, because most of those commercial farms, they're using machinery. They aren't using TLC, right? They got big machinery because they are trying to produce a product and not nutrition. So those big farms, they are trying to produce a product and not nutrition. When you grow your own food, that's when you can produce nutrition. So when we look at it, I just wanted to come with a brief question. How much of your food supply comes from somebody else? When you're looking at your food supply, how much of it comes from somebody else? 100%, 90%, 80%? Look at that. Take that number and put it to your health and wellness. How healthy are you? Are you as healthy as you can be? We are what we eat. Food is our medicine. These are our building blocks. Our health and wellness is intricately tied to our food supply. So your food, you can control it. Listen, we have seeds, we have the knowledge that we help. Another thing we also do, oh, check this out, family, before I leave. We do signs as well, right? So we do wood engraving, wood carving, we make signs. This is one of the signs, or we're making right here, is this beautiful flag of Islam, right? So we are making, so we're ready to finish this project up. This is for a beautiful one of our sisters. Freedom, justice, equality, Islam. Woohoo! Family, listen, I just wanted to share some messages with you. Thank you all for tuning in. I'm your brother, Sean Ali, here at Supreme Garden and Nursery. Remember how much of your food supply comes from somebody else. Look, take that number and put it with your life, your health, and your wellness. You can't live beyond your food supply. So if we want to extend our life, extend our health, we must control our food supply, and that just simply requires you to grow your own food. That's fun and that's easy. You need help, contact us. Supreme Garden and Nursery by Sean Ali. Peace.